Hey everyone on YouTube, how you guys doing? First things first, and that's our YouTube community. It's more important than anything else. And regarding that, there's a couple of channels I'd like you guys to subscribe. It would be a personal favor to me if you did so. As well as perhaps a personal favor for me if you guys did, those guys who do videos, did a shout out vid for the Swedish paracord nut. The guy is out of commission, I'd say, recovering, and I just think it would be awesome if we all got together and did our own vids and wished the big guy, you know, our best wishes for speedy recovery, hoping he comes back to YouTube. There's already other people who started this out. I'm not the first to do it. It wasn't my original idea. But I was inspired by someone else who was first, and I just thought it was a great idea. So hopefully there's some momentum in this effort. And I mean, could you just imagine what the big guy would feel like if you know, he checks YouTube and every so often he sees a shout out wishing him well, wishing him back. I mean, I just think that would be awesome. And well deserving. He's a great guy, a great asset to our community, the Swedish paracord nut, and I'll put links below. If you don't know who he is, you can sub him. And then the second one is Foxwood Knives, Jason. So for some reason, he lost his vids, he lost his subscribers, he lost who he subscribed to, and he's trying to reestablish everything. If you could imagine the frustration of clicking the wrong button, or for whatever reason it was, and then you have to start all over again. I mean, you know, could you imagine, we're all busy, we all have better things to do with our time, and now he has to reestablish all this. This is time probably he would have been better spent doing something a little more interesting. If anything would be more interesting than that. So it would be great if we can get him back up and running as quickly as possible to minimize his frustration. Again, he's a really cool person, a YouTuber in our community. So it'd be, again, a personal favor to me. You don't have to tell these two guys that I sent them to you, but it would be great if you would to put a post down below that you did that, and I would note it somewhere in my book, so to speak, that you did this as a personal favor to me. It'll pay off, believe me, it'll pay off in the long run. Okay, so on to my project, my latest project. Here we go. Trying to pull this away from the camera so it fits. This is a recurve Bowie knife, drop point with ironwood scales. Let me take a peek in the camera, make sure I'm in there. Let's move it over here this way. Recurve Bowie with a drop point. It is 0.18 inches thick, 3V steel coming from New Jersey Steel Baron, and heat treated, Peters heat treat to a Rockwell hardness of 60. It has my full out finish with a rock pattern on the spine, on the sides, as well as a little touch back here at the pommel. Hopefully it's all in focus. Copper pins with desert ironwood scales. Scales were polished, hand polished to 2500. The edge of the knife, let me see if I can bring it closer. The edge of the knife has a finish I'm going to call, if it focuses for me, I'm going to call static. I already have something called flame fallout finish. I didn't want to call the edge flame, it's just too confusing, so I thought I would call it something else. So I'm calling it static, and there might be a little bit of green compound there because I was stropping it by hand. Let's check out the other side. Other side has my logo. Oops, sorry about that. Other side has my logo in there. Great. The grind lines are extremely, let me just get rid of that green compound there, sorry guys. The grind lines are, I would say, perfect on both sides. The height of the recurve, the curve up there, is fairly level to the height of the flat ground. That's a full convex to a zero grind, zero angle, whatever. Whoa. And then that's a flat. The front of it is flat ground to a near zero. And it's even, I measured it even on both sides. If I were to do this one again, I think I would bring the recurve up a little higher, and I would make that transition here more uniform. But then this would be at this height, this flat end, this grind line would be at this height, and then the recurve would be much higher. It would kind of be like a step up. So it, you know, I try my best to make the grind lines as even as possible. I don't like wobbly grind lines at all. I just think it looks like crap, even if these are handmade knives. I think the knife maker should, I should make as much effort as I can to make this as clean, as uniform as possible. Doesn't always happen, but I definitely appreciate seeing knives, handmade knives, where someone takes the effort in making sure the grind lines are as good as they can be. And when I nailed the grind lines, I just didn't want to change it. I was done. You know, they were perfect. I didn't want to tempt fate and do them over again or change anything. So distal taper is perfect. The plunge line, another thing that I like to make sure it's even, is very good. It's now the scales, being that this is a natural product. Am I in camera? I don't even know if I'm in camera. Being that it's a natural product, there's going to be some chips. There's going to be some pits. The peak here has been sanded down more than the peak over here because there was some natural pits in the wood. I'm not too sure if the camera is showing, but there's some green compound. I took the buffing wheel with green compound to polish it up, and it really doesn't make a difference with the green compound versus hand sanding at 2500 grit. But when I was using the green compound, some of that green got in there. I guess I have to clean that up with a toothpick or with a fine brush. Some green compound got in there. These are natural pits. I was trying to sand them down to see if I can get rid of them, but I guess they're continuous. It's a natural product. You're going to find stuff like that. There's a fine hairline crack in here. This is stabilized wood, so it's not going to warp. It's not going to crack. So that's not a concern. The brass pins, I try my best to polish them down. The drill bit that I used was not 100% sharp. Am I in camera? Was not 100% sharp. And I got a little bit of a chip over here, and I got a tiny chip over there. This can't be sanded down. If it was a big deal to the customer, kind of would have filled it with a black epoxy and then sanded it down just to disguise it a little bit. But I've kind of left it this way for me, since it wasn't a custom-made job. This was more for me, see how it would come out. It was a design that I had in mind, and I'm pretty pleased with it. It's a well-balanced knife. What is the balance point? I didn't check. I think it's right here at the finger choil, where it should be. That's probably the dumbest way of doing it. Let's do it this way. Come on. I don't want to drop the knife, you know what I mean? Not sure if I'm in camera or not, but it's right here at the finger choil, where it should be. Right here at the finger choil, so that's perfect. Lanyard hole, don't know what else to say. Oh, let's see how sharp, measurements. Oh, I'm leaning on the paper. I think I got it a little damp with my perspiration. Where are we? Where are we? Okay, so the blade is 5 3/4 inches. I'm not too sure if the whole knife is in camera. Am I in camera? Okay. So the blade is 5 3/4 inches. The overall length of the knife is 10 3/4 inches. I like my knives that size. And the width is 7/8. I like my handles. Nice, comfortable grip. Even fits the finger holes rather nice. Nice, comfortable grip because the Anso pattern is not that extreme. And in the reverse grip, up high here, you fit in the finger holes with leaning on the pommel. It's very comfortable in this position. Great. Let's see how sharp she is. Sorry about that. Alright, so hopefully the paper isn't damp. I was leaning on it. Let's start from the end here. Not too sure if you could hear that or not. Hopefully you can't. Because I'm not hearing it. Smooth, very smooth cutting here. Let's see if I can do one of those loops in the paper. And this is not supported. And this is not supported. So she's sharp. They're all getting chopped off. All right, so this here is not supported. Let's see if we can make some confetti. Confetti. Maybe that wasn't 100% convincing. Let's try that again. Okay, so here it's not supported. Let's see if I can make some. I'm not sure if I'm in camera. I'm not. So it cuts. Okay, all confetti here. Let's see if I can tilt this. Printer paper carnage. All right, guys. Again, please, I'll put links below, and give these guys some love. Give them your support. Please sub them, drop them a line, and let me know that that you've done that by viewing this camera, viewing this video. Ooh, okay, by viewing this video, let me know that you've done that. Yeah, this guy's up for grabs. I can't see this going into a Kydex sheath. I'm thinking this is more deserving of a leather sheath. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. I'm trying to show you the knife at all angles. Up for grabs. Pee me an offer. I use tongue oil on the wood. I can probably use a few extra coats. Let's see if I can get close on that desert ironwood. What are we up to? 11 minutes or so? 12 minutes? Definitely has that nice iridescence. It's a really good quality desert ironwood. Has that nice iridescence like tiger eye. Well, I think we're out of focus now. Now we're in focus. Just move it slowly. Alright guys, so again, thanks for your help, thanks for your support. I've been digging your comments, feeling the love, and to all, have a great knife.